Dude, I love this. I don't have to type to yell at you anymore. You actually get to see. You get to see me yelling at you. This is fucking great. Like I got one up on you right now because I just read you. And it's like, oh, whatever. It's just art. Just typing stuff. Me, I'm like, oh, I got you. You're fucked. How funny. My buddy Steve Israel. I don't know if you know him. Talking about Israel and right at the top of my newsfeed. Yeah, good stuff. Anyway, butter in the coffee. Don't be a pussy. Oh yeah, fucking call me skinny. Fuck you. You know when I saw Dan Leo at Chase's wedding? He's like, you look really healthy. He was like the first person to call me healthy. Just because I don't eat shit anymore. And I don't drink a lot. So this is just what I normally look like. I'm actually more muscular than I've ever been. Fucking jacked, son. Jacked. Fuck you up in CrossFit. Uh, okay. So, trying to go over what you said here. You said I was totally right again. Feels good. So I went and looked up some of these things just to kind of go. Oh, first I want to let's look at this. This is the link that you sent at the bottom here. Yes, the tablet mag. 160 Palestinian children to build tunnels. Hamas killed 160. Like they killed them. That's funny how that's worded, right? Instead of 160 children have died building the tunnels. 100. They've killed 160. Now this they do right here. 160. Blah 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 blah. And I read through this. So let's go to the study that was published for the Institute for Palestinian Studies. Now I started to read through this a little bit. It's fucking long, really long. I didn't find anywhere where it said 160. But what I did start to see was that, I mean, they talk about tunnels and they go back. Israel's first recorded discovery of a tunnel was in 1983. So what? 160 kids have died since 1983. Do you know how small of a number that is? So they talk about the trade aspects, and like the article that you sent me was they cherry picked probably one line out of this whole thing, and they talk about this goes into a lot of economics and employment rates and how much money people are making and how much this and that and like Operation Cast Lead and its aftermath. And that the article that you sent, it goes to show how you can take a bit of information and source something and seem credible, but literally it looks like it's bullshit. I mean, the number may be correct, but in what context is that number correct? And I mean, go read this whole thing. I'm not reading this whole thing. I have no time for that. It's really long. So again, 160, maybe they were rebuilding a tunnel that was blown up and they died. I mean, you know nothing, and I know nothing, but we can't make assumptions here. So what I did also, and you can check this out if you want. You said I don't know anything about the Jaffa or Haifa and the Bedouins and the I don't know. You're right. I don't know about any of that shit. I'm not from there. But I wonder how much you know about it too. Just because you're from there doesn't mean you actually know. So, let's see. The oldest part of Tel Aviv. Okay, so this is part of Israel, an ancient port city in Israel. So, not really. This isn't Palestinian land. You're talking about doing stuff for Israel. It looks like. And I kind of started to go through it a little bit, but I don't want to read through all this right now. You go back to the British, modern Israel. They were a matter of the boundaries were a matter of contention in the Israeli government during when they decided that they were going to this was going to be Israel. Since the main part of Jaffa was the Arab portion of the United Nations partition plan, Tel Aviv was not. No armistice agreement had yet been signed. Okay, so it was annexed. And yeah, okay, so they're putting money into this, but it's part of Israel. It's not. This is not Palestinian land anymore. Same thing with this one, right? Third largest city in the country of Israel. So again, not Palestinian stuff. So maybe they don't see that as building and helping out because you're building and helping out your own country. Ottoman era, the British Mandate. Again, they're going to talk about how this was all separated, and it gets so convoluted when you think about what's going on here in terms of who's writing this stuff. Claiming the state was discriminating against them, demand bread, suffered a decline. I don't know. I didn't want to. Several Palestinian suicide attacks took place there. Lots of rockets. Okay, so yeah, crazy place. But again, part of Israel, right? This was these what is this? Bedouin? I don't know what that is either. It seems to be like an ethnic group, and like nomadic type people. I thought great, you're building infrastructure and stuff for them. Prior to the 1948 blah 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 Declaration of Independence, when they became part of Israel, 65 to 90,000 Bedouins lived in Negev. 15,000 remained after the Israeli declaration, and some say it was as low as 11,000. All of the so they were all granted Israeli citizenship in 1954. So it's like, okay, you made them become Israelis. Some serve in the IDF. There was one part in here that I wanted to. Oh yeah, so in September 2011, the Israeli government approved a 5-year economic development plan. Watch out whenever you see economic development. You go read a book called by John Perkins, called Confessions of an Economic Hitman. Great book. And anytime you see an economic development plan, just assume that there's some fuckery involved behind that. I'm not saying it's particularly Israel, because America is notorious for this, and like the IMF and all these assholes. But one of the implications is a relocation of some 30 to 40,000 from areas not recognized by the government to government-approved townships. So you're relocating people. It sounds like against their will. According to Jonathan Cook, the European Union recently begun to call these relocation instances a forced transfer. I'm not sure why you were telling me to go look into this, because it sounds like Israel's being an asshole. In 2012, resolution of the European Parliament called for withdrawal of the Prowler Plan and respect for the rights of the Bedouin people. So, I don't know, man. I don't know if this is good or bad. I'm not from there, and I'm not those people, but I don't think you know either. You only know what you're being told. And like I said, it's, you know, what you're being told is, it could just be an opinion. It could just be, what you see is just your perception, and what you're told is just an opinion. Or it could be a phony opinion. So, what did you say? Palestinian, that didn't happen, of course. So yeah, my concentration is on Gaza, right? It's because that's where the problem is at the moment. I don't I'm not talking about these other things because I don't know much about it, but I do know I seemingly know some stuff that's happening in Gaza. It's not good, and like I said before, what's happening there is only going to create more terrorists. So, that's kind of where I wanted to focus. I don't know how much has been done in Gaza as far as, infrastructure and schools, but I know right now schools and infrastructure are being blown up. So maybe in the past they have built schools, but what now? Now schools are blown up. That's the response. I mean, this whole thing started over what, the Israeli teens? That's how this whole thing got escalated. It was pinned immediately on Hamas. No proof was given. And as soon as that started to escalate, then the rockets started to come. And I don't know, I'm not sure what happened first, the rockets or the ground invasion. I think it was like around the same time. And now they're saying that, oh, it wasn't Hamas, the Hamas leadership at least. It was a splinter cell. Who knows what that means. So now it's all become so convoluted that nobody really knows what's going on. And like I said, the first casualty of war is truth. So nobody knows what's going on. And if you're going to jump on board from one side or the other and say this or that, you can't be sure. It's impossible to be sure. Because now they're coming out and openly saying that it wasn't the Hamas leadership that did this, that killed those 3 kids, or that ordered it. So what now? And I don't know what now. It just seems like insanity to me to do this again. I mean, you know what? You saw what happened in, what, 2008? Cast lead. And nothing good happened from that. There was no, look what's it's happening again. Obviously it didn't work. So what? We're going to do this again, and then you're going to wait how long, and it's going to happen again? And this whole time, you guys are just going to hate each other. And people are going to die, and it's going to be pointless. And it's just going to breed more hate. You know, the children on that side of the border are going to hate you more. Because, you know, when you're occupied like that, and there's checkpoints everywhere, and, you know, you got this blockade of people, like, you can't get supplies in there without first going through Israel. As we saw when the people tried to break the blockade, and, you know, that was kind of crazy. Again, that's a whole nother story, though. But, you know, I guess that would be my response to this. I don't think I need to go there to say or do these things, right? I mean, if this information is readily available, and we live in an age where I can convey this to you. I mean, look, I'm able to talk to you, and you're on the other side of the planet. That's crazy. So I can at least get reports and see what's going on both sides. And I get why you would be mad, and a lot of Israelis would be mad at what's going on. But at the same time, you have to remember, you may not be being told the truth. Just like Iraq and weapons of mass destruction and all the fucking 1,000 times before when somebody started a war and they weren't telling the truth about it. That happens a lot. So, yeah, I don't know. That was it. I just woke up, made a cup of coffee, threw a bunch of butter and MCT oil in it. Eat your fat. You wanna be skinny and in shape like me? All right, dude. Peace out.